Hey guys, welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. This is Abe, your host. Today is April the 2nd. Yesterday was April Fool's Day. So I pulled a prank on my wife. I don't know. I like silly holidays, you know. Most people know on this channel I'm kind of against most holidays because of usually Christmas and stuff. I'm not big on Christianized holidays. I'm not big on consumerism. I'm not big on holidays. I've already kind of ranted on that. Like, holidays and sports were literally the fall of Rome. But I do like April Fool's Day because to me I like silly, fun holidays. And honestly, I kind of like these little national holidays that come out, kind of like Lasagna Day or Pie Day or Free Comic Book Day. Like, holidays like that I dig those types. Just fun, silly ones. And I wish every day was a holiday of silly little holidays like that. But actually I have a conspiracy about that too. I'll tell you. Well, actually, I'll get into that a little bit. But yesterday I pulled a prank, and I ain't got Lammy Chillmeister, my co-host, so I will look for her. She's somewhere in my room, and I'll bring her back on the show. But I was like, because last year I did April Fools, and last year I don't remember if I spoke about it on the channel, and if not, it's so many episodes back it doesn't even matter. Last year, I pulled a prank that I got arrested. I called her up and I was like, hey, just letting you know, I don't even remember what I said I got arrested for, but called her up and was like, hey, they're taking me to the county jail. I'm going to need you to bail me out, or something along those lines. It was either a text or a call. And I waited about 5 minutes and then text or called her back, was like, April Fools, you know. So this year, she has a laptop, and I bought her this laptop for at least I think I bought it for her. I don't know. No, I think she actually bought this one herself because the old one was ghetto, man. The old one it was having issues, and she either took it to a shop or called a shop, and they're like, yeah, you're just going to need a new one. Because it did some sort of software update and then was frozen and stuck during this software update. So we just ended up that, and when you had to leave it plugged in, you couldn't unplug it and take it out and use it. It just sucked. We needed a laptop, so she bought a new one. But where we're living with her mother-in-law right now, or my mother-in-law, her mom, she keeps it in the living room on the floor, and it's not on the floor. It's on a box, and the box and the laptop is on one of those little lap fans. So I kept having paranoia, man. I'm like, dude, one of the animals is gonna piss on it, because we have cats, we have a dog, my mother-in-law's dog, and I'm like, Hershey's gonna piss on it. He's gonna hike a leg and piss on this thing. So I was like, I'll teach her a lesson. So yesterday I texted her. I said, hey, I was trying to use the laptop. It's not working. By the way, it is super fucking windy today. Here, I'll show it to you. So I hope the audio's coming through clear. But what was I saying? So I texted her. I said, hey, I was trying to use the laptop and it's not working. It's all wet. I think Hershey peed on it. And she literally calls me, and I'm just like, April Fools. So I don't know if you guys did any April Fool's pranks yesterday. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious, you know. Maybe I'll read them on my next podcast or something. But that's about it as far as an update. So just a little heads up of what to expect on the channel. I am trying to get 500 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at like 407 or something. So if you guys could please like, share, and subscribe and share, that would be awesome. Watch the last 2 episodes to it basically goes into why I went missing for several months and how my life has been. And one thing that I've always noticed when I go through tough times, like when I went through divorce with my first wife, I got into gaming really hard. I don't know why. I think it's the escape from reality. I can jump into another world for hours and honestly escape this one. And I guess where, unlike television, it takes a lot of focus because you have to control your character. So the whole time, your brain goes kind of like on autopilot of reality. And I loved it, and it's therapeutic for me. So I've been doing a shit ton of gaming. So on the channel, expect some game reviews and stuff. And it's all going to be like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy. By the way, little side note. Dude, I've been having it pop up because I've been looking up all these Game Boy Advanced and Game Boy Color like videos and shit. Just blue pilling. And apparently it's a trend now to do like a 30-day Game Boy challenge. Dude, I'm on like I've been gaming on Game Boy Color, just Game Boy Color, for like half a year now. And I'm like, this was a trend? Like, damn, I guess I'm like doing amazing because that's the only system I've been playing. Like, I was like, I could have just been filming and documenting this shit and just been like, ha, you know, you guys can only make it 30 days. I made it like half a year, dude. It's officially my favorite system. So that was just a little update on what's going on with the channel. Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do a conspiracy episode, then a gaming episode, game review episode, then a conspiracy episode, then a game review episode. So it'll be back and forth. But yeah, let's get on with the show. So I got up a little early today, and I was playing some Harry Potter on Game Boy Color, and I always have the TV on like background noise, and I seen Union of the Unwanted uploaded a new episode. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll just put that on the background. A podcast, it's not something I need to watch. I can just listen to it, you know? And this is discouraging to me. So a lot of you guys know that this is my dream job. And there's a lot of people in the conspiracy community who have this opinion that, oh, if you're in the conspiracy community or the truth community, I hate that term. The reason why I hate that term is there's so many psyops, and I know I have fell for a lot of stuff. Like, any of you people who have been listeners since day one, you guys know that there's some stuff I fell for, like QAnon and shit. And I leave those episodes up on purpose, you know? So if you listen to old QAnon shit, I'm a totally different person now. Now I'm like anti-QAnon, you know? Because I know it's a psyop. But I fell really big into the whole UFO thing. If you listen to super old episodes, like, I leave those episodes up not for disinfo, but for... because I know there's going to be some asshole like, oh, see, he's disinfo. Look at his old stuff. He was QAnon. He was pro-alien and ancient astronaut theory. You know what I mean? But I leave it up there for one. I very rarely delete episodes. But I like for you guys to see my mistakes, because to me, it's one thing the conspiracy community is super harsh on, is like, they want creators to be perfect. Like, none of us ever fall for psyops or make mistakes. But I don't know, I went on a little side rant on accident, but just the hatefulness in the conspiracy community and the holier than thou of, like, I've said many a times on this channel that I want this to be my career. And I guess I can't differentiate or understand why radio, like talk radio hosts, why they're allowed to get paid, but if you have a podcast, the community thinks you're not allowed to make money. For one, I want this to be my career. I don't want to work at a gas station for the rest of my life. I would love to, honestly, dude, wake up and create content all day. It kind of pisses me off that it's the only job, really, because I've put more money into this podcast than I'll ever make back. I think I've made $30 off of out of like was it 6 years doing this podcast, and I've made $30. I've been a content creator for 6 or 7, maybe 8 years. And it's not all about the money. It's honestly, it's therapeutic for me. But hang on just a second. And another thing too, like, all these people that have like a holier than thou attitude of, like, they use it as like a badge of honor of like, oh, I don't make any money off this channel. I'm not doing this for the money. No one should get paid to put the truth out there and to wake people up. First of all, I'm kind of over the whole waking people up thing. I did a whole episode on it, basically saying, the episode title is called I Passed Down My Sword. Go check that episode out, so that way I don't have to rehash. So I'm kind of over waking people up. If you're not awake by now, I don't know what to tell you. But two, it kind of lets me know that these people are honestly idiots, because if you can monetize your channel, it doesn't mean that you're pocketing that money. You could be donating that money that you make. And I've already said to people, I've already told people, like, I would love for this channel to make millions of dollars. I'd love to be as big as Joe Rogan. I never will, but because then I could start helping other people, you know. And there's this Christian mindset that money is evil. No, money is not evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money itself is not evil. I wish that this channel was making millions of dollars so I could donate to actual good charities. I could help people out. I know tons of people who are in worse situations financially and stuff that I could be helping with money. So, but the whole point is, I want this to be a career, and I found out some shit that was discouraging listening to Union of the Unwanted. There is now AI podcast. I kid you not. It was the dude from Ripple Effect. I'm giving him a shout out, so I can't remember his fucking name though. He's cool as fuck. I found his channel like years ago, and what it was is he had to have been on a podcast that I was already listening to. I think Tinfoil Hat. And I don't know, every now and then I'll hear a guest on a podcast and I just am like, dude, this dude's spitting fire. I love I love this dude's mindset on shit. So it turns me on to their podcast. So the dude from Ripple Effect, the host, was, so shout out to them, was talking about people are creating AI podcasts now. And it's gotten insane. Like, I mean, look at Sam Tripoli was talking about one of the top 200 comedy podcasts, because he keeps up with the charts, because he's in the top 200. One of the top 200 comedy podcasts is an AI fake Joe Rogan podcast. And it's so crazy. It's terrifying too, because you watch these like TikTok videos of like random weird conspiracy shit, and these like TikTok creators are using Joe Rogan's voice in an AI system, I'm not the tech savviest person. So they're running it through an AI filter, using his voice to get him to say whatever the fuck they want. And it's so ridiculous too, because I'm a fan of Joe Rogan. He's the one who honestly inspired me to start podcasting. To me, there would be no podcast without Joe Rogan. Just saying. I know that's controversial in the conspiracy community to like Joe Rogan. Illuminati confirmed, you know. But it's terrifying to me because Joe Rogan, I honestly, I think he's probably got the most episodes ever, more than any other podcast, because he basically invented podcasting. He's like in the thousands. I can't even remember how many fucking episodes it is. If you know, hit me up in the comments, because I am curious. I don't know of any other podcast that has more episodes than him. So that right there, imagine how many hours and hours and hours of his voice is available for AI use. And it's kind of terrifying because this shit is getting crazy, like with deep fakes and AI. Like anyone, I have only like 371 episodes, which still, that's pretty impressive. You know, but I have taken breaks here and there though. I think I've taken like 3 breaks as far as my whole podcasting career, of just when life was too overwhelming. Took a year off, took several months off here and there. You got to, otherwise you burn out and there goes the podcast forever. But it's terrifying because it's like, if they really wanted to get me, like they, you know, call them whatever you want, the Illuminati, whatever, the elites is what I call them. They have hours of my voice. They could make fake phone calls of me threatening someone. They could make full-blown conversations of me that are just fake. And my face. I've had my face on here for 8 years of content creating. Even before I was podcasting, I was making like videos, like book reviews and ghost hunting, and I still do other shit besides podcasting, but my physical face and features and mannerisms are on here. Just hours of them for them to use. Like if they really wanted to deep fake me and take me out, like they could, you know. But it's insane though. So this is what bothers me too, is because I went on that little rant about how I want this to be my career, my dream job. I believe as an American, we have this thing called the American dream. And to me, the American dream is finding a career that you can become wealthy and support your family on, but also be happy to where it doesn't feel like a job. To me, that is my American dream. And podcasting would be that. I don't see anything wrong with reaching for the stars. And it's not even out of greed. I just want to make enough to where I'm financially stable, you know? Because I mean, I love my job, my current job right now at the gas station, but it's not financially stable for me, man. You know, 30 hours a week ain't cutting it. $13 an hour ain't cutting it, you know? But people are creating full-blown AI podcasts now. And what it is you basically type in a subject, you copy and paste articles, and you can have it like a male and female, like talking back and forth about that subject. You can even type in what type of opinion you want each one to have. You can have them arguing with each other. You can have them agreeing with each other. And they've gotten AI voice down so fucking good that these people don't even know that it's an AI podcast. And what it is people are using AI, which more power to them, because they don't have to put in the footwork. And AI is so quick and high tech, and you could do an hour, 2 hour podcast on a certain subject and literally just type it up how you want it, and it could probably make that podcast within like 15 minutes, you know. And you just upload it. And people are making bank off of this shit. And it's just, to me, it's discouraging because I have been making content, like I said, for 8 years. I mean, I have probably over 1,000 fucking videos between my two channels. Videos / podcast uploads. I should say uploads. I have probably more than 1,000 uploads. I've been at this for 8 years. And it's just discouraging that these AI podcasts are coming out and literally they're not even putting in the footwork. They don't have to put in the footwork. They don't have to gain subscribers. They don't have to, honestly, not seduce, but make people fall in love with who you are. Be genuine, you know? It's just discouraging to me that you can just create like an AI podcast and then farm the shit out of it. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, like whenever I had a sponsor, which was Anchor, and there's a whole episode I did about Anchor being bought out by Spotify. That might even be the title, something along those lines, of how I lost my sponsorship. And I wasn't even really getting paid much. I would say I got paid like a penny per podcast, which is kind of what I'm making, less than that on Rumble. I've got like a shit ton of episodes out on Rumble, like at least 100 episodes on Rumble, and I think I made literally 2 cents, which we're still trying to figure out how the fuck to monetize and shit on there. If anyone knows, we've been like trying to research, like looking up videos and everything. Sorry, I got hiccups. I just finished eating, and we can't find shit on how to monetize this shit. So, but Anchor, like, I have no problem with people farming it. If you could do it. Like, I did it for Anchor, man. Like, I would go on Spotify, and when I would go to sleep at night, I'd plug my phone into the charger and I would click on my podcast and just let it play all night. And to me, I was doing it because it's like a penny per episode, a full 8 hours worth of sleep. If it goes through 300 episodes, that's $3, you know? And I just did that every night, trying to make money so I can pay off the debt that I put myself in with this podcast. Like I said, I put in more money with this channel than I'll ever get back. So I have no problem with the farming, dude. I mean, I've seen videos of like people who have like cell phone farms in their house and shit, to mine cryptocurrency or farming like fake views and shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I get it, you know? But it is discouraging though, that it's just like, you can just literally not even put in any footwork. It's just, it bothers me, man, that like, here I am, like actually genuinely, and I am a real person. I'm not an AI. I'm not a, you know, I'm not fake. I'm genuine. I'm 100% honest. Like, it's just, it sucks, man. And there is a part of me that's jealous, but the sad part is I'm jealous of a machine. I'm jealous of a robot. And you guys know how I feel about Skynet and artificial intelligence and machines taking over. Like, I genuinely believe we are heading down that road, dude. And I've been preaching about it for years, you know. I'm the type, my dad was a conspiracy theorist. I grew up as a conspiracy theorist. We used to watch The Terminator. I grew up on The Terminator. I know what's coming. You know, and people always laughed at me, and now that it's looking more like that, it's like, damn, like, this shit could be coming, you know? Give me just a second. I got some notes here. I'm going to recap. That's why I keep looking down, by the way. But I got about 5 minutes. I'll kind of wrap it up here, and I don't want to wrap it up on a negative note. let's put some positive spin on it, you know. And I talked about it previously in my channel, so I am going to rehash a little bit, but I guess honestly, man, and I know it sounds weird and it's a dead art form, and I've said it a billion times on this channel. I've made fun of Howard Stern on his opinions of radio's better than podcasting. Podcasting isn't an art form, blah, blah, blah. And Howard Stern is out of fucking touch, dude. Old Howard Stern was so fucking dope, too, and now he just sucks so much dick. But in a way, though, dude, as weird as it sounds, Howard Stern's kind of right. For different reasons, but he is kind of right, like, and it makes me wonder, do I need to get into radio? Is it dead? Does anyone still listen to talk radio? Like, I know Coast to Coast AM is still around, but there's a part of me, man, like, I have a buddy, he's a Freemason, and he's where I got, like, all my books from. I've brought him up on this channel tons of times. His name's Samson. He has a bookshop in Harrodsburg. He's cool as fuck. But he's a conspiracy theorist. He's a Freemason. He's, like, super knowledgeable on the occult. He listens to a lot of, like, conspiracy, like, podcasts and stuff. He's the one who turned me on to Clyde Lewis, I think his name is. Ground Zero Radio. But Samson has a Saturday morning, early morning radio show where he talks about antiques and history, because he's a historian. He's a member of the Historical Society. He's super fucking dope. He's super fucking sharp, super fucking smart, super knowledgeable on history and the occult and all this shit. But I'm super tight with him. I've known him for years. I almost want to talk to him and be like, dude, is there any way I can intern or something for the local station of, like, because that's how a lot of these people start out with talk radio, is like interning, like starting out as a janitor. Hey, come in, you know, clean the bathrooms, sweep the floors, vacuum. We'll start you out there. We'll work you up to the knobs to where we'll teach you the knobs of, like, audio and, you know, all that shit. And then maybe you can get lucky and be a DJ or something. We'll start you out just announcing the songs. If so-and-so host has to go to his daughter's dance recital, you can be a substitute. If we like you enough, we'll give you a segment. If your segment's dope enough, we'll give you your own show. Like, that's how it is sometimes, like, working your way from the bottom up. And there's a part of me that's like, I'd spoke about it on this channel, but there's a part of me that wants to go to school. I've only went to school once, and I would consider it kind of like a trade school. It was bartending school. So I've never really technically been to college. So there's a part of me that almost wants to go to college for radio, but is radio dead? And honestly, if they're making AI podcast and people are just farming like thousands of dollars a month for this shit, and it's not even just podcasting, AI is taking over everything. OnlyFans, there are people creating OnlyFans accounts of AI pornography, and these people don't even know it's fake. That's how real it looks, of like photos, and like, it's gotten so crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to fucking do it. If that means like $100 a month extra, and all I gotta do is download some AI software and make fake porn, you know, no harm, no foul. If there's simps out there willing to give fucking $100 a month, you know, to me over fake porn, like, fuck yeah, dude. There's a part of me that's like, I'm kind of pirate, you know. You guys know me. I'm a punk rocker. I'm a pirate. I'm not a bad guy, but I'm a little bit of a criminal. I'm kind of a Robin Hood, you know. But I don't know, man. It's just discouraging as a actual real physical person who has been in this game for so long and wants to make it a career, wants to live the American dream. It's discouraging. But I'll let you guys go. And like I said, I don't do this just for the money. If I did this for the money, I would have stopped long ago. It's not for the money. Would I like to make it a career? Yes, that'd be amazing. But it's honestly more therapeutic for me than anything else. I feel kind of like Sam Tripoli. If I didn't have a podcast, I'd just be a crazy person talking to himself. But I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 500 subs on my YouTube channel, so please share. Y'all have a good day. Hit me up in the comments, man.